Spring buying season is here, but are the buyers here to buy the homes? Let's talk about it on Today in Mortgage. Hey, what's up, Dreammakers? Welcome back to the show. We're talking about what's real, what's hype, and what you should actually be paying attention to out there in the world of mortgage and real estate news. It's Today in Mortgage. Rich, we're in the second quarter. We're in the spring. Things are happening. How are you doing?
Spring is here.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
Business has picked up. People are buying. Like a lot of great things are happening right now.
You know, we pulled this article from CNBC, and it says, as home sellers and buyers wait on a Fed cut, here's how mortgage rates have impacted the spring housing market. So we're talking about the spring market, Rich. And before we get into it, I just kind of want to take a step back and talk about the whole reason that we do this podcast is that these types of articles are what, you know, regular everyday people are seeing out there in the news. They don't have their ear to the ground like you or I do, like a lot of our listeners do, loan officers, real estate agents out there. And so we like to take these and just kind of look at them and see, you know, what is everybody seeing in the marketplace, what's being communicated to them through the media, and how can we kind of reframe that, talk to them, and show them, you know, what they actually need to know. And so that's the whole reason we do this. And so, yeah. Rich, you know, before we got on, you were saying, you know, this is a lot of the same, but at the same time, I think it's a good perspective on what the everyday person is seeing and how we need to talk to them about that. So, Rich, real quick, give us a breakdown of kind of what we're looking at here as we step into the spring season.
Well, it's a more normal season. It feels like 2019 is what it feels like. I mean, we're starting to see, you know, we talk about these pieces, Michael, and how they're written and our consumers are reading these. This is the kind of stuff, especially this particular piece through a main source. People are seeing this and they're reading, oh, interest rates went up. Yeah, they did. They went up a scotch. I don't see them coming down anytime soon. Anybody that's just constantly digging into this kind of stuff is never going to buy. There's never going to be the right time.
Sure.
But there are so many people buying right now.
Yeah.
That like it's happening because the cost of owning a home continues to increase, or buying a home continues to increase the longer you wait. So the more you wait for the rates to come down, the more the home price increases. So, you know, a lot of people want to buy a home now. So the people who want to buy a home, these articles don't matter to them. They're going to buy a home. And we're seeing that. Lots of first-time home buyers. Over 50% of our clients at Network Funding are first-time home buyers. They're using buy downs. They're using all kinds of creative financing to make the first couple of years of their new mortgage payment, you know, a little easier to take on.
Yeah, it's a good word, Rich. I love how you said that we're getting back to a normal, and then you referenced 2019 because it's 5 years ago since we had, quote unquote, a normal market. And I think that's so critical to understand, you know, not only as loan officers, as real estate agents, but as people communicating to the general public, hey, the things that you've seen in the past half decade are not normal. And I love that they included a graph here on interest rates for, you know, the last 30 years or so. And if you look at that, where we're at now, obviously it's way higher than it's been in a decade, but it's not near as high.
It's not 18%.
Anytime before that. And so it's super interesting. And obviously, you know, the world's changed. Homes are more expensive. That interest rate on a $400,000 average house is, you know, a lot bigger payment than it was on a $70,000 home 30 years ago. But at the same time, you know, normal is relative, right?
It is. And, you know, what I wish is that, okay, your average consumer has accepted where rates are, right? They're paying incredibly high interest rates on their credit cards, car notes, all of that stuff. They understand the interest is where it's at and they want to buy a home. More people are going to buy homes, but it would just feel so much better for many consumers if the rates just, okay, they're elevated. Stay there. Like, don't drop 50 basis points and then bump 150 basis points and then drop 100 basis points. It's crazy. It's hard to manage, and it just discourages a lot of people because we see that one day where interest rates get 0.5% better. You know, maybe not that. That's big. 25%, you know, 0.25% better. Now they think, oh, well, maybe we should float and wait. They're coming down. Everybody said they're going to come down. No, next day they go up 50 basis points. So it's just this volatility that is driving people crazy, especially people in the mortgage business.
One of the things that I've been thinking about, and I think you talk about, is hey, we got to flip the narrative on this, right? Rates are going up. And if you can afford to buy right now, though on the way up is probably when you're going to get the best deals on homes
Right.
because sellers are going to give concessions. Less people are jumping in to compete with that inventory. And so you're going to get the better deal right now. And everyone wants to cut rates. The Fed wants to cut rates. The government wants to cut rates. The public wants rates to get cut. They're going to come down at some point. If you can get in now, you're going to pay that rate for a year or two, maybe.
Yeah.
But there's an opportunity to refinance down the line, right?
Yeah. Well, almost every single analyst has said home prices are going to continue to increase.
Mm.
So, you're talking about a percent increase on, a $400,000 home. So see how that adds up? So it can, and that's 1%. We've been averaging 4 to 5% just recently. So I just see prices continuing to rise, and you need to jump on it now because you're going to lock in. The only thing permanent about buying a home is the purchase price.
Yeah.
The mortgage is temporary. You can refinance, you can do different things with it down the road, but your purchase price is permanent.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about here, flipping that script, flipping the narrative and talking to your buyers, borrowers about this idea and sit down with them, do the math, pen to paper. Hey, if you buy now, here's what it's going to look like. If you wait, prices are going to go up. You're going to have more competition. But if you buy now, you have this opportunity to get into the market, and then everyone's going to be competing for that rate in the next year. But if you're already in the house, you just come down to that rate and refinance. And so flipping that script, really painting a picture for what the future looks like them in both scenarios and letting them make the decision on their own, right? Obviously, we want people to be able to qualify. Obviously, we want them to, not stretch themselves too thin. But, if they can stomach that rate for now, they're going to get rid of it later. So
Yeah.
anyways, Rich, that's kind of what I've been thinking about. That's how we're talking to our people. So if you guys are out there, you're wondering about how to talk about these things, how to get in front of your buyers and borrowers in a more confident way. We talk about this stuff all the time inside the network. And if you're interested in learning more about that, click the grow link below. We'll send you all the information you need to know about how to get involved with the best network in mortgages and be a part of network funding. So thanks so much for your time today, Rich. I'm glad you are feeling well, getting ready, gearing up for the spring season. And we are excited to keep talking to you about what's real, what's hype, and what you should actually be paying attention to. So thank you so much for watching, listening, wherever you are. Like, subscribe. We would love to hear from you on what you want to hear about. And we'll see you next time on Today in Mortgages. Today in Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.